Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Talk with Tom, and today we're going to talk about another aspect of a show that I like, and just as a warning, if you're not up to date with Super up to the Tournament of Power arc, then you've been warned, because there's going to be some spoilers. When Frieza was first introduced to the Dragon Ball series, it was a big deal. We had just learned that Goku was not actually from Earth, but the planet Vegeta, home of the warrior race, the Saiyans, and we knew that planet Vegeta had been destroyed, but we had assumed that it was from natural causes. And now, with the exception of Goku, all the surviving Saiyans worked for Frieza. And this guy was the baddest man in the universe. And the idea of anyone being able to beat him was insane because he was so powerful. And not only was he powerful, but he was so cruel and merciless that his actions could make even a member of our jaded, desensitized generation be like, God damn, dude, what the fuck? And then we learn that not only is this guy evil and powerful, but he's the reason the planet Vegeta blew up. And he fucked up Piccolo, Vegeta, Krillin, even Gohan, who was like 5 at that point. And then Goku went Super Saiyan for the first time, Frieza had met his match, and the good guys win again. And after that, Frieza was a bit of a joke. He came back as a cyborg and got picked off by Trunks in seconds. And then we saw a slew of villains who far outranked Frieza, with the androids, Cell, Boo, Brawly. The idea of Frieza coming back was laughable. Which brings us to Resurrection F, which is basically the TLDR version of a Dragon Ball Super arc. And when it was announced that Frieza would return with a new golden form, which he was much more powerful in, it started to change Frieza's place in that food chain. Which was kind of cool, because Frieza always seemed like he was supposed to be the main villain. Luke has Darth Vader, Batman has the Joker, and Goku has Frieza. That's always how it felt like it was supposed to be, from the role Frieza played in the original development of the series, and based on parodies and depictions of the series in more mainstream media. But like I said, more prominent villains would come forward and change that perception for those of us who are more familiar with the series. But now, we find ourselves in Dragon Ball Super, where the rules of power aren't as simple as they once were. Back in Z, it used to be that the most powerful guy always won, and if the guy wasn't powerful enough, he would use a transformation, or absorb someone, or fuse with someone to become more powerful at a moment's notice and pull off the win.
Fusion is just a cheap tactic to make weak gems stronger.
But in Dragon Ball Super, that isn't so set in stone. The combat relies on more than just strength and power, and more things like strategy and experience to decide who will walk away the victor. That's why characters like Goten and Trunks, despite the fact that they can turn Super Saiyan, are now considered two of the weakest characters in the show, even compared to guys like Krillin or Tien, who spent most of Dragon Ball Z standing around being pathetic. This change worked in Frieza's favor, but what also made a big difference was the fact that it was established that Frieza had never trained a day in his life. All of Frieza's power, his fighting instincts, and skills came naturally to him, so he never had to train because no one could ever beat him. Up until Goku and Trunks and the other Super Saiyans, there was no reason for Frieza to change. And now, the fact that he had been defeated, now he was inspired to do more. Now he was inspired to train and become more powerful, which let him come back to Super, being faster, stronger, and better, coming back as a legitimate threat. Of course, there are more unbeatable characters who appeared prior to the current Tournament of Power arc, for example, Hit, but Hit's advantages come from his abilities rather than his power level. And now we're in the Tournament of Power arc, we're seeing a number of enemies who aren't necessarily villains, but who are the strongest characters we've possibly seen so far. But now Frieza is back, and he seems to be taking back his role of acting as the main villain of the series. Despite the fact that he's fighting alongside our protagonists in the Tournament of Power, he's still showing that he's still just as evil as he always was. He even tried to join another team and let Universe 7 get erased from existence just to be a prick. And it can be predicted that during the Tournament of Power, he could do something to turn on Universe 7 and possibly cost them the victory. Right now, Frieza is proving to be a legitimate threat, and just as evil as he's ever been. Looking past the Tournament of Power, assuming that Universe 7 wins, and assuming that Goku keeps his promise to Frieza and revives him, it's possible that Frieza could end up being one of the most prominent antagonists moving forward in the series. Or, there could be another villain who pops up who dwarfs Frieza once again, and is much more evil and much more powerful. But for now, that's all speculation, and we'll just have to wait and see.
This video has been powered by Patreon. If you want to give us some more support, head to patreon.com/roundtablevids, become a patron, and get some awesome perks. Thanks for watching another video on the Roundtable. If you want to get more involved with our community and watch videos from Let's Talk with Tom, Voxbox, and more, click the video right here. Or if you want to get some more of the animation goodness, watch some Crystal Clear or Meaning Monday, click the video right here. And please, don't forget to subscribe.